Hi everyone. Let me go live here on um, let's go live also on excellent. Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered how you can better connect and communicate with non-human animals? Have you ever wondered if you're able to go ahead and communicate yourself with animals, with what I call non-human animals, because as human beings, we're animals too. Like it or not, you're a plant or an animal, my friends. Well, in this Furball Friday, we're actually going to talk about just that. We're going to talk about your own ability to connect and communicate with non-human animals. Since I cannot currently go live on Facebook, usually we have hundreds of people on here asking me for animal readings, animal communications, asking me their questions about animals both still in this world. On this broadcast, we talk about animals in this world. We talk about non-human animals who've crossed over and are on the other side. We talk about uh, animal communication. We talk about animals' purposes and life purposes. We also, though, talk about animals coming to you in dreams. We talk about your animal totems. We talk about animal messengers and power animals. So anything and everything that has to do with animals. And typically we do it for an hour. But since I'm moving over to YouTube here, because Facebook for some reason will not allow me to go live, I have 0 restrictions on my account. I think it was an accident. For 3 weeks, I've not been able to go live. So the hundreds of people that usually join me on this broadcast will not be on here. So today I'm going to talk about things that don't necessarily need to require people's questions or their readings. Okay, I'm going to talk about your own potential and ability to communicate with non-human animals. And this includes connecting with your spirit animal, your animal totem, your current animal messengers, all that sort of great stuff. Okay, so this is fun and exciting, getting into the world of non-human animals. And reconnecting with nature is super exciting, and it's super powerful because they're a huge part of your life and your role. And we're living here in this world with them, and or their energy. Each animal, each type of animal has a purpose and an energy that it brings into the world and into your life. And this is so important to recognize that. Okay, so today, since we don't have hundreds of people watching because I'm unable to go live on Facebook, I'm going to talk about that. And I'm going to talk about and share with you, how your own ability, how anyone can do this. Anyone can learn to connect or communicate with animals. Anyone can learn how to tell what their power or messenger is telling them at the time. Anyone can learn to use their animal totem in order to help them with whatever they're going through in their life, point direction, answer questions, offer protection, you name it. Animals are super powerful, and they're here to be not ruled by us, but to be partners with us. Okay, this is important. Now, I'm going to kind of summarize this for you. I'm not going to go in depth as I do with my awakening your intuition clients, but your animal totems comes from a Native American background. And for that, we need to know your birthday, the time of year that you were born, and we can get to know what your animal totem is. Okay. Then you have animal totems that will also come through to you through something like in my shamanic training. We did it, for example, when we made our drums, and we allowed the animals to come through and initiate and show us while we were drumming, once we had made our drums, what our power animal was. Okay, or what our animal totem was. And that's very powerful. Again, I'm summarizing on this today. These are things we go through in my program, but these are important for you all to know so you can identify how can animals assist you? What is your partnership with non-human animals in the world? How can you learn to read the signs and messages that they have? And how can you learn to connect and communicate with them? Because most humans just go through life. They're glued to their phone. They're in a hurry to get to the next thing. They're overly engaged with other humans, and they're cut off from nature. And then they want answers to their questions. They want to learn how to follow their intuition. They wonder why their dog's being annoying and barking. There's all sorts of things that if they just learn to slow down, stop being programmed by everything, and pay attention the way our human body was meant to, they would get so many answers and so much guidance and so much amazing connection. Okay. And this is what we're missing in the world today. This is something that the Native Americans have tried to impart on us over the past couple hundreds of years that really, for most people, has just gone over their head. Okay. So this is important. So again, you have the animal totems, the animal power animals, the animal messengers. Now, I would recommend, and I recommend this to everyone, that you purchase the book Animal Speak and Animal Wise. Okay. These books come from Ted Andrews, who came from a Native American training background. He was very intuitive, and the books are pretty thick. You want to get Animal Speak first. It goes over the basics and it has hundreds of animals and what their meaning is when you see them, when they show up in your lives in certain ways. When I'm doing animal readings, I do the same thing. The information comes through. But I still recommend that you guys go beyond any videos that you watch. If you really want to learn, grow, awaken, and evolve, go beyond this. Take what I'm sharing with you and actually make choices and take actions to learn for yourself. These are big books. They can be expensive, but you can find used ones online and order those, or in a used bookstore. They're probably not ones you'd find commonly in a used bookstore, though. The second book that follows that up is called Animal Wise. And in that one, he goes even more in depth as to the energy and the meanings of each of these animals. Okay. So if you are really interested in this and learning about your connection to and your partnership with animals and how they can help and assist you, I do recommend these two books. I recommend them to all of my Awakening Your Intuition clients. Okay. So the other thing is we have animal power animals, and power animals come in and out at certain parts of our lives. They come and they assist us when we need certain things, right? So perhaps you're getting ready to go through a transformation. Perhaps you have a lot of things ending and new beginnings that you're heading towards. You might see the crow show up, or you might see vultures show up, both of which a lot of people go, Hollywood creeps in, right? But here's the thing. Both of those animals historically are beautiful and powerful symbols of renewal, okay? Not in the same way that the phoenix is, but they indicate cycles of things, new beginnings starting. Remember, if you guys follow any of my readings or work about life on the other side, life before and after death, there really is no such thing as death. So whenever there is an ending to something, it is a foretelling and a lead in to the beginning of something new. It is simply a transitional period, okay? Whether that means someone is crossing over, whether that means you're ending a job or relationship and starting something new. Oftentimes you will see vultures or you will see crows. This is just an example. And maybe you need those power energies because you need not only them as a sign or a signal, but you also need that energy in your life. You need what it represents to help you get through that transitional period and get to that next aspect of renewal, because everything is a process. Nothing's like that. Okay. So you have animal totems, you have animal power animals, you have animals that will come to you in dreams. And these usually, not always, animal totems, power animals can also come to you in dreams, but oftentimes animal messengers are what come to you in dreams, unless they're introducing themselves as a power animal or an animal totem. Okay. Often in our dreams, we will have animals. They're signs or symbols of something, or they come to tell us something. Okay. When I first discovered what one of my animal messenger or power animals was for my entire life, and one of my animal totems, it was in a dream. And it was a huge owl. And that doesn't come up in my Native American animal totem, but it woke me up. She actually came through to me through the astral plane right into my dream. And it was so significant that I could never forget it. And oftentimes that's what happens. Oftentimes they come through to us in that way, for that way, in order to make a significant impact on us that we will not forget. It was undeniable that this was one of my power animals and my animal totem that would be with me for a lifetime. I've used her ever since. I'm obsessed with owls. Okay. So this may happen to you as well. Sometimes they'll come to you in a dream. Sometimes they're coming to you in that astral plane, right? The world where our soul can go and play whenever we're sleeping, where our spirit guides and loved ones and animal messengers can come to us. And we're really there while our mind is still. Okay. So this is very powerful. Now let's talk about other forms of animal messengers. Let's say you're sitting on your porch and a loved one's passed on and you're thinking about them, or a cardinal comes and sits and does something unusual. You're like, oh, all of a sudden you wonder, what is that or who is that? It obviously stands out because it's an unusual behavior. Perhaps it comes and sings to you. Perhaps it comes at a strange time of year or day. Perhaps it doesn't get startled by you or it comes super close. Or perhaps, it comes very, very close. Like it's unusual behavior, right? Or perhaps you just asked a question and poof, this animal shows up. Those are animal messengers. They can be loved ones or spirit messengers coming to you in the form of a bird or another animal, or it can be the animal that self coming and just simply being that symbol, that representation. Okay. The more you recognize these things, the more you up your sensitivities to it, the more you will find that this becomes stronger. My Awakening Your Intuition program. Hi, Paul. Welcome. I just switched over to comments. I'll get to you in just a second. Okay. One of the things that happens is that, in my Awakening Your Intuition program, my clients learn that intuition is the foundation for all psychic abilities, and you all have that. Okay. So what happens is the more attention you pay to it, the stronger those subtleties become, the more obvious these things become for you to recognize, and the more easy it is for you to recognize these things in a practical way. Now, for those of you that know me, know that I believe you should be able to apply all of these things practically, whether you're making a mental and emotional note of something, or whether it is guiding you in a certain direction, causing you to ask better questions, or giving you answers to questions and direction that you've been wanting. All of these signs and symbols are actually very practical. Spirit is practical. So this is something important to keep in mind. Now let's see, here comes Paul. Oh, since I'm not on Facebook, I don't normally have anybody join me on here. So thanks for tuning in. Let's see, Paul says, hello, Larkin and all from PA. I'm hoping that my cats in the afterlife have sunlight. Oh, absolutely. They love it here on Earth. Thank you. So, just like with humans, the other side, I think I was talking about this maybe on Angels in Action last week. The other side has all the wonderful things we want here. Okay. All the wonderful things we want here is there. So everything here that you love and you enjoy is a form of replication of what is in non-physical. Okay. And so you don't have to worry about them not having that. Here in this world, in the physical, that which we call the physical world, we have the gift of contrast, right? So we have feeling good, feeling bad. The same is true for animals. We have like and dislike. We have, light and dark. On the other side, it reflects your state of consciousness as well. But we have all these wonderful things. So when our non-human animals cross over, they don't see it as, oh, now I'm dead. They don't think that way, right? Really, the other side is home, right? It's not, oh, I'm dead. It's, oh, I'm home. Okay. And this is true for animals too. Non-human animals are sentient beings, just like us. They have souls. Don't let the church tell you they don't. Don't let man-made religion tell you they don't. They have souls just like us. They come with a purpose, just like us. So when they get back to the other side, it's like, oh, now I'm here and oh, I feel better and oh, I'm so free. They feel better, right? Once they're back on the other side. They don't miss you because they're outside of time and space. And they're aware that there is no separation. They're still with you. they can still hear and sense and feel you and love you. And they know you're going to be back just like that. Okay. So when they come to visit, they have to insert themselves in whatever period of time and space they select in order to visit you at a particular time and space in your life experience. All right. So, absolutely, if they love the sunlight here, you can be sure, Paul, that they're rolling around and enjoying sunlight on the other side. All right. When you see those sunbeams here that you think, wow, they would have really loved that, know that they are loving it. Know that they're there present with you, knowing every time you think of them, they know that. There's like a little chime that goes off. That's like, oh, they feel your love and acknowledgement. Okay. So this is so important, guys. And connecting with non-human animals can teach us so much. Non-human animals can teach you to be present. They can teach you to love unconditionally. They can teach you forgiveness. They can teach you strength. They can teach you patience. I mean, think about it. If you were in your non-human animals, perspective, and you were the animal and they were the human, which we're animals too, but they were the human, and you needed things from them, like you needed to be fed, you needed to be let out, you needed your litter box changed, you were itchy, you had fleas, whatever the case is. They're constantly trying to communicate with you, but we are just so in our heads, we miss it. So can you imagine if the roles were reversed? If 24/7, 99.9% of what you tried to communicate, nobody picked up on? Imagine that. For one day, imagine going through your life and you went through the drive-through, or you had to pay for something, or you were trying to call somebody, or you had a doctor's appointment, or you had a client, or somebody you had to communicate with and they didn't get it. Can you imagine driving through McDonald's and they forgot your straw, and you drive back around and you try to show them that you don't have a straw, and they don't even recognize you're trying to tell them something? Those are how your non-human animals feel all the time. So imagine the patience they have. Imagine the unconditional love and forgiveness that they have for you. Imagine the frustration and self-control they have to deal with. Okay? If that was us as humans, we'd have complete shit fits. We'd be having total temper tantrums. We'd be so angry. Why don't you hear me? You don't understand me. You're not paying attention. And look at how gracious your non-human animals are. For years, they tell you what they want and need, and you miss it. For years, they try to give you their love and affection, and you blow them off, and you miss it. For years, they try to warn you, someone's walking by. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to protect you. And they get yelled at or put outside or locked in the other room. For years, they've tried to greet your guests that come into your home, and they get locked away because those people don't want anything to deal with them. We'd be screaming discrimination, discrimination. These are souls. They don't have your prefrontal cortex. They don't have your voice box. They don't have your tongue and your palate, so they can't speak the way humans think language happens. But they are so much better at observing nonverbal communication. And over 95% of our communication is also nonverbal. They're telepathic. They're empathic. When you're upset, they feel upset. When you're angry, they think you're angry at them. And we miss it. You know why? Because we're more important about looking the way we want to look. We care more about money and time. We care more about what we want to do and the results we want. But not them, not our non-human animal friends. They live in the real world. They live in the natural, real, physical world while they are here. They are gracious. They are forgiving. They are brave. They are patient. They are kind. They pick up on all the signals of nature that we miss. They observe things we don't, which is why we get guard dogs, right? So they can pick up on things we don't see. Even their reaction time is better than ours. Why do you think it's so hard for us not to get bit when we go to pick up a snake or try to help a stranded dog? Their reaction time is bigger than ours. They have so many forms of intelligence that are better than ours that we share with them and that we don't have. But from the human perspective, we're better. We're the boss. We know more. We're smarter. We're more intelligent. We're the higher species. Guess what, guys? We've been given an intellect, which means we're also given an egoic self. And it's because it's also our challenge. The more power you have, these thumbs give us that power. That voice box, that prefrontal cortex is the only thing that gives us an advantage over non-human animals, but they have other advantages. Okay? What it means when you have these abilities that other beings don't is that you have a greater responsibility. In order to rule the masses, religion, which is not God-made, it's man-made, was created in order to control people, in order to create fear in people. The greatest way you do that is you separate people from nature. You know why? Because you're a part of nature and your intuition is woken up in nature. If human beings can separate you from that, they can take your power. They can take your confidence. They can take your connection to God. I mean, look what the church does. Don't get me wrong. I love walking into a church, but I don't have a problem with it because I know my connection to source. Look what the church did. It said you have to go through a priest to talk to God. That's the biggest BS ever. And why would a human being tell you that? And why would you believe that from another human being? Why would you believe anything another human being tells you? Because they used fear. If you want to go to heaven instead of hell, they said, you have to go through another human being to talk to God. No, you don't. Your spirit team is right there. You have your very own angels. You have all the angels of the universe there that love you unconditionally. You're a part of God's source spirit. God loves you so much that you're actually a part of God's source spirit. Every animal and piece of nature is here not for you, but you've been given the ability to be the guardian. You see, in the Bible, which everybody believes, it actually says you're here to be stewards. All the greatest teachers, Jesus, Buddha, all of them, they taught. We are guardians. We are stewards. You see, as a parent, you're a guardian and a steward, aren't you? It's our job to love and protect and work with nature, not to use nature as our will. All you have to do is look at universal law. And here's nature, all of our little animal friends, trying to teach us this every day. What we don't realize is when we don't listen, it hurts us. I don't remember who said this. I think it was Neville Goddard. I'm a manifesting teacher. I should know this. Your life is you pushed out. So whatever your perspective is, whatever your mindset is, whatever your beliefs are, whatever your level of conscious awakening is, shows up in your life. If you're lacking abundance, it's because you have a belief system in here that's lacking. If you are disconnected from your intuition, you're disconnected from nature, from your soul in here. That's going to be reflected. If you believe that nobody likes you and you're, and you're not good enough at what you do, that's going to be reflected out here. If you love others, if you are kind, that will be reflected. These are all things non-human animals can tell you. Okay? Non-human animals can teach you these things. And when you have interactions with your non-human animal friends, such as you're aggravated because they're barking, such as they have habits you don't like, there's a message in there. And lessons are repeated until learned. So animals come into your life with a purpose. And there's always something for both of you to learn and be gained from that. They chose you. So what are they teaching you? Because each and every time you learn what you're here to learn, you get elevated. You get awakened. You get a relief from what's aggravating you, and you get to move on to the next thing. And when you get to the other side, whatever animals you have connected with here, you will see on the other side. They will be a part of your life review. You will understand whatever you didn't figure out here in your life review. You will have great peace with the things that you overcame, that you became aware of, that you successfully learned from. And those things that you didn't, you're going to go, You're the only one that judges yourself on the other side. There is no other judge and jury. You judge yourself. That's part of your gift from God. Okay? You're going to go, ooh, gee, guess next time I go back, and you will come back. Next time I go back, looks like I'm going to have to work on that. So it's not just it's not just humans that when you have your life review, you get to experience what they went through with you. It's also animals. So if you were cruel or unkind to animals, what happens is you experience firsthand that same cruelty in your life review. You get to see and experience from their perspective. So if you were loving and you were kind to them, you get to experience what they felt in response to your love and kindness. And so there is no judgment except you judging yourself. But you do get this gift on the other side of being able to experience what everyone and everything you ever interacted with experienced from their perspective of you. What goes around comes around, and non-human animals are wonderful teachers. They are sometimes our teachers, sometimes they're our partners. They're always our partners. Sometimes they're your angels, okay? But they're always here to assist you in your awakening and evolution. There was always an agreement for them to come and join in your life. You guys partnered up before you came, and you'll get to connect on the other side as well. So please understand, non-human animals have a much greater place in your life than you know. If you guys like this video, please give it a like. If you want to be able to comment and you like more of my work, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. I'm going to have to build my YouTube page now that I have found Facebook is not reliable, and they've not even come back to help me get myself back online for lives over the past 3 weeks. So it's fine. My spirit guides are trying to get me over to YouTube anyway. But please know I am doing free lives almost every day of the week. Check out my calendar on my Psychic Medium page on Facebook. I have a Hocus Pocus Halloween party. Every Friday, we have Fuball Friday. I have a Meet Your Spirit Guides coming up on the 9th. And I have some amazing programs if you want to learn to awaken your intuition. So don't forget to give this a like. Paul and everyone else, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me on my channel. And I will see you next Friday for more Fuball Friday. Have a great day, everyone, morning or evening.